Hello, my name is Coach Steve Norgrove, and I'd just really like to thank the Fellowship of Christian Athletes for providing a great experience at the coaches retreat. I'd like to thank Tim Morton for spearheading the event, Coach Mike Masucci for providing all the leadership breakout sessions, and of course, Jim Lambrek, who provided the absolute great space for the Holy Spirit to step in and help guide our conversations. This was not a retreat that was all spiritual in nature. It allowed me to come together with coaches that are basketball coaches like myself and some very high-level football coaches, and allowed us just to share and help one another and be able to lean on one another. And what I really liked about it was there was opportunity to talk about our faith, and as men, we don't do that often enough. Sometimes the expectations are different, and this just provided a very uplifting experience for me, and I highly recommend it.
Hey everyone, my name is Jared Thomas. I'd just like to take a moment to share my experiences from the FCA Michigan Coaches Retreat. Have to thank Tim Morton, Mike Masucci, and Jim Lambrek for putting this event together and hosting us. Also like to thank the other 5 coaches involved. A big part of what makes an event like this special is the people you share it with. And I can honestly say I learned and took something from each of you, so thank you guys. I knew the event would be great. I got an itinerary going in, and I could see the topics and the speakers, and I was excited. I knew I'd learn something and I would grow. But what I didn't anticipate was to feel God's presence and the Holy Spirit the way that I did. That's something I hadn't felt that way in a long time, and it was something about being away and unplugged for 3 days from our normal routines and normal setting that I think that was able to happen for me. Big thing for me was when we were talking about the fruits of the Spirit and really how to connect to those, which is through asking the Holy Spirit to lead you and guide you, just simply asking that. And I think I've done quite a job of overcomplicating that over the years, and you know, we all have our questions in faith, and we all have things that we struggle with or things that keep us from qualifying to speak on these topics. But really my eyes were open and some walls were brought down for me during this experience, and that is what I most wanted to share. Obviously I would encourage anyone who gets an opportunity to be involved in a coach retreat like this or similar to do it. But really, I just feel so thankful that Tim and Mike and Jim put this together and really asked God to lead it. I know for a fact it has impacted me, and as I move forward, pursuing the best version of myself, led by the Holy Spirit, is better than the best version of myself, led by myself. So I will leave it at that. Thank you very much for taking a moment to listen here, and I hope what I've shared has added some type of value to you.
My name is Pat Threet, and I wanted to take a moment to just highly recommend the Fellowship of Christian Athletes Coaches Retreat. If you're asked to do it, the leaders did a tremendous job of pouring into myself and the other coaches. We grew on a spiritual level, and we also grew on a relational level with meeting other guys that do the things that we do, that are head coaches, that experience the things that we experience on a day-to-day basis. And it was such a blessing to be able to get to know the other guys that I was with. And I left camp being more filled up and encouraged to grow in my faith and be a leader and be a shining example of Christ to my team. But also, I developed brothers that were with me that I know have my back and are praying for me and are supporting me in all that I do. And I'm going to be looking forward to watching those basketball guys coach their games and rooting for the other guys that are football guys. It was a great event, and I highly recommend it. And I want to say thank you to Fellowship of Christian Athletes for putting that.
Hi, my name's Kurt Reines. I'm the head football coach at Romeo High School, and I'm really honored and blessed to have attended a coaches retreat put on by Tim and the FCA, Mike and AEO leadership, and hosted by Jim on his beautiful Harson's Island property. Jim was a great host and provided us with a great atmosphere that really set the tone for kind of relaxing, but also opening up to learn. And Jim also shared a lot of his own personal testimonies that were really moving and were very impactful on my life. Some of the other things that came out of this retreat, we did a series of exercises that led us to really, for me personally, refine and refocus on my life purpose. As a servant leader, sometimes we can get kind of run down. So not only did the retreat allow me to kind of recharge my battery, but really refocus and really refine what my life purpose is and my mission is. And I know that had paid great dividends for my athletes and my staff. Also, we did a handful of exercises that allowed us to really see what our unique talents and attributes are as coaches and leaders. And it was interesting being able to share those out with each other and see how things make us very unique, and we can be very authentic leaders following what our strengths and unique purposes are. Also, we each got to kind of share some of our personal testimonies, and it's just great to see how God's working in people's lives in private and public schools and football and basketball, and really helped me grow spiritually. And then lastly, we just made a lot of great friends, guys that I've really learned from and grown from and have continued to communicate with, and kind of helped me sharpen and stay sharp. And it was just an amazing opportunity, and something I wish for every coach to have the opportunity to partake in, because I promise they'll be a better person, a better coach, a better husband, better father, a better leader, and we'll grow spiritually from this event. Thank you guys again.